Hello everybody, this is GamePro24X, and today I'm going to show you guys all the best spots to complete all the quests in Oneechanbara Origins. Now the quests are not very difficult aside from the Master Survivor, they just take a lot of time and patience. However, there is a few locations in the game that are more suited for certain tasks than others. Now I should preface this and say that you shouldn't really worry about the quests until you are done with your initial playthrough of the game and at least have Ray. Now, you don't absolutely need Ray to do most of these, but she does make certain ones a lot easier to accomplish. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through the list. Now, I did compile some of these because you can complete multiple quests in one area and such. So it'll just help with ease and the length of the video as well. Everything will be timestamped, so if you are looking for a particular quest to be done, it'll at least be timestamped. You can go there when you need to watch it. So right off the bat, we have these three separate quests that all practically tie in together. The first one is Kill Street Goddess. That one's just kill zombies. Very self-explanatory. Number 6 is Genocider. That one is you have to get kills while in ecstatic form. So you'll have to go into berserk form, then into ecstatic form, and then start killing. And the last one is number 10, Cool Master, which that one is you just need to do your full cool combo, and at the final stage of the cool combo, you get kills. All three of these quests should be relatively done all together at the same time, and they practically will be completed as you just play the game. I will also say that for Genocider, if for some reason you have a very tough time getting into ecstatic form, once you have beaten the game, and I believe you've beaten hard difficulty, you will unlock violent and berserk difficulty. If you go into berserk difficulty, it's practically the equivalent of Devil May Cry's like super mode difficulty, where you practically stay in Devil Trigger form the whole time. So it's no different on Oneechanbara, where you stay in ecstatic form permanently, you don't lose health, and you can just kill zombies through there, and it'll count towards that quest. So if you're having any trouble triggering ecstatic form, then that's the best way to get that challenge out of the way. And the first stage, after completing it, you will unlock the Ring of Clotting, which gives you a huge boost in damage at the cost of making your sword bloodier. But it's a very, very powerful ring, and I advise people to get that ASAP. Also, for Cool Master, using the Ring of Technique will also make that quest a lot easier as well. So quest number 2 is Hit Queen, which this requires you to achieve the 300 hit combo 100 times total. Now, this quest is not very difficult, but it can be a little challenging and a little frustrating because sometimes you may end up accidentally dropping the combo when you don't mean to. So the best place that I have found to get this quest done is on chapter 18. Now, Lei makes this a lot easier because of a certain attack that she does, but if you don't have Lei, you could just use the two sisters and just kind of swing your sword a bit and try not to damage them, or try using your melee attacks as well. Now you're going to need the Ring of Hits because the Ring of Hits not only extends the hit duration, but it also heavily reduces your attack, which is good because you don't want to kill these enemies. You will inevitably kill them the longer you hit them, but with the Ring of Hits, it makes that a lot. It makes it so it takes a lot longer to kill an enemy, and you can just keep on redoing this over and over again. So this beginning part of the level is perfect because once you end up inevitably killing everybody, all you have to do is just hit restart checkpoint, and there you go. You're back at the beginning with all full mobs, and you're ready to go again. So Lei makes this really easy because of her dashing attack. So while her gun is out, doing the dash attack will allow her to do like this slide SMG attack, which if you hit multiple enemies will quickly gain a lot of hits really fast. Once you hit 300, you then just stop, let it go away, and then repeat the process. I don't think it's too difficult to get this naturally in game, but I will say that I did actually have to grind this in order to get this quest done. So maybe it is just me, but it's something that I had to grind for. Now, if you're curious where you get the Ring of Hits, you get it from number 9 Hit Ally, which coincidentally you can also get it here while you're trying to get the Hit Queen quest done. So what you would have to do is, once you start attacking a mob, you then switch to your other character and you start attacking, and then you can switch back to the next character, and you just keep going back and forth. It seems to be a lot easier if you do 2 hits or 3 hits and then switch to your other character and you just go back and forth. For number 3 and 4, it's Cool Finisher Master Aya and Saki. This is another quest that you'll complete over the course of the game, but if you really just want a place to grind this, I advise just going to survival mode and just go ham there. So naturally, in order to do a cool finisher, you either need to use your melee attacks to stun a zombie, or if you parry a zombie, they will be open up to a cool finisher as well. Aya's is very simple to do. However, you do need to understand this one very important detail. For the Cool Finisher quest, it only counts every time you activate the attack, not by how many people you kill. So when it says you have to do it 1,000 times, it legitimately means you have to do it 1,000 times. Not kill 1,000 enemies with a Cool Finisher. You have to do a Cool Finisher 1,000 times, which makes it a little bit more grindy. So Aya's will take a little bit longer due to hers naturally like kind of clearing out a room. But Saki's is a lot easier and a lot quicker because hers only focuses on one target and it can chain itself infinitely. However, there's some small caveats to Saki's cool finisher. So while you're not in Berserk mode, whenever you grab a mob, you will be able to just rotate yourself mid-air and align yourself to another target. If you land near another zombie, it will open them up to a cool finisher as well. So that's how you can keep chaining it over and over again. If you perform the cool finisher during a cool combo, you'll end up performing it a lot faster, but you won't be able to keep chaining that infinitely, unfortunately. Now, I'm not sure if this is like an oversight from the developers, but while Saki is in her Berserk form or in her ecstatic form, and you do a cool finisher, you are locked into place. Wherever you are facing, that is where she'll go, and you cannot angle yourself. So staying out of Berserk form will actually help you more in this circumstance. However, one last interesting thing about Saki's cool finisher is that I ended up discovering this glitch that I only got it to work twice, but you could practically rechain your attack really quick, and it all counts towards the cool finisher quest. Now, how the glitch works is while you're in the middle of transforming into your Berserk form and also did a cool finisher in the same exact frame, Saki will attempt to try to do the transformation animation, but can't because you're constantly doing the cool finisher over and over again. And any mobs that are nearby, you will continuously grab them and slam them over and over again. This was the second time I got the glitch to trigger, but there was a lot more enemies around, and I discovered that you can move around really quick. Again, the same thing happened on the same frame when I was trying to transform after grabbing a blood orb. That's when I was able to just kind of do it over and over again. And it's just kind of funny how even after the glitch stopped, I was still able to kind of like zoom around like I'm playing Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, unless there's a much easier way to trigger that glitch, it all practically happens by sheer chance. But when it does happen, take advantage of it. I've never actually seen this trigger with Aya, but I have a feeling it may actually work with her as well, but until I see footage of it, we won't know. Quest number 5 is Item Addict, which requires you to use 2 items 200 times. Not very difficult at all, but the way how I play, I rarely rely on items at all, so for me, I kind of had to grind for it, but the grind was not really bad whatsoever. But I'm going to show you a few little tricks of certain items that I've been using throughout my journey in this game that maybe you can utilize as well. Now this level will come up again in a bit, but if you go to chapter 4 is where you first encounter the Mudmen, and here you grab a special item from them, which is a blood clot heart. Now the thing about this item is this is an item that I actually use a lot due to how easy it is to get and how versatile it is to use. So I didn't really learn this until much later, but when you do like the grabbing animation, you can switch to your partner and immediately start moving around. So you're not locked into that animation the whole time. Now what I typically did in the game was every time I did the finisher, I immediately went into the menu and used a heart because the second the animation's over, you get another heart because you rip it out of them. So when you're utilizing both characters, you can rip out hearts really quick by just switching to your other character and doing the cool finisher. And yes, even though you switch to another character, you will still get that item. So if there are Mudmid around and you're using Aya or Saki, now Rei can actually consume the heart as well, but it doesn't really do anything for her. So right as you do the cool finisher, use a heart and then just let the rest of the animation play out. That way you get another heart and you can just keep that with you. Also, another little cool note about the heart is that while you're in Berserk or in ecstatic form, consuming that heart will actually give you a lot of HP back. So look at it as an additional cure gem. So just another reason to use the heart. Now, if you go back to stage 18 where we were farming hits, this is where I was also farming the item Addict challenge as well. So what I did is that in the very beginning, I consumed all the hearts that I have, go into Berserk mode, and then quickly go into ecstatic form. Because while you're in ecstatic form, you end up draining health. So it doesn't matter how much health you drain. If you lose 1 HP, you can consume a cure gem. And once you have consumed all 10 cure gems, all you do now is just go to the shop and then buy another 10. And the cure gem is the cheapest thing in the item shop. And getting all 10 will cost 35k, which that's nothing. So yeah, you'll easily consume 200 items in no time by just doing this method here. But I'd figure I show you the heart one because that's the one that kind of like legitimately that I used throughout the entire game, and it helped out a bunch in many different scenarios. So if you are low on hearts to do this initial farm on chapter 18, just go back to chapter 4, farm all the hearts there, and then come back. Now we have Technical Master, which you have to obtain a V rank at the end of a mission, and Undamaged Empress, which is you take no damage throughout the entire mission. Both of these can be completed together by going to this one location that I've been farming for both of them. Now you will need to be maxed out in strength, along with having the Ring of Herculean Strength and the Ring of Accelerated Clotting. That way you'll get the maximum amount of attack boost possible, and make sure 2 characters are wearing the ring. That way you get an even bigger bonus out of them as well. But the method is very simple. Once you start the mission, use Saki and use her YXXX combo, and you will be able to kill this boss really quick on normal difficulty. I remember doing this live on Twitch, and I was able to get it down to 8 seconds. I was able to complete this mission in 8 whole seconds without getting hit and getting a V rank. So this is like the best and absolute quickest way to do it. Now, I also didn't know this, but if you go into Berserker difficulty, you'll end up starting in this level while in ecstatic form, which while you're in ecstatic form, you do way more damage, meaning that you'll be able to complete this even faster. Now, if for some reason you have a hard time getting in the YXXX combo, then an alternative attack is you just jump up, do your X attacks midair, and that will do way more than enough damage to kill him just as quick. So yeah, this is very easy to do, very quick to do, so hope you guys enjoy that discovery. The next one up the list is Pleasure of Ecstasy, which you have to use your Ecstasy combination 1,000 times. So that's the one where you have a meter, it charges up, and you press triangle and circle, and you do like a special attack depending on the weapon that you have in your hand. Now, truth be told, I never really used the Ecstasy combination too many times, but to be honest, you really should. It helps you out, it deals a lot of damage, and it could clear rooms really quick. So try to get into the habit of using it. But the great thing about this challenge is that once you complete the first step, it'll give you the Ring of Ecstasy, which having both rings on 2 characters will enable to passively charge up your Ecstasy meter. Thus, you'll be able to do that attack for free. Now, it really doesn't matter what level you pick to do this on. I just chose this level because I know that you will not fight anybody in the very beginning. And unfortunately, I had to actually grind for this one. So hopefully you use this during your journey, especially during survival, and knocked most of it out. But for the remainder of it, you will have to do this. So load up the level in Berserk difficulty, because for some reason I've noticed that your Ecstasy meter charges just a little bit faster while in Berserk form. Not sure why, but that's just how it is. So what you do is you just stand there, wait for it to fully charge 1 bar, and then use it. And that's it. It doesn't really matter what character you use. So just pick anyone and just sit there and farm it. You have to legitimately do it 1,000 times. I highly advise this be the very final quest you have to do. So throughout your entire journey in this game, try to use your ecstasy combo as much as possible. This is very frustrating to do. Since I'm on PC, I'm able to actually macro the controls and just let it do its own thing while I'm AFK. And no joke, I legitimately had to wait an hour for it to fully do the remainder of my ecstasy combinations. I was already at 500 when I started. It legit took one whole hour to do it. So that was just me AFK with a macro. I can't imagine if you're on PS4 and you're actually doing it by hand. Good luck. Like I said, try to use it as much as possible in the main game itself. Spam it. This is very painful. Out of all the quests in this game, this one is by far the hardest. You will sweat on the final 50 floors of survival. Now, thankfully, once you surpass floor 101, you can start on floor 101. But from floor 101 and up, the enemies are practically on hard difficulty, and then it scales up to violent difficulty. And boy, do they hit like a truck. Especially the bosses. If you don't have all the bosses' attack patterns memorized, or at least know how to parry or dodge most of them, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Now, this is like the first video in my Oneechanbara Origins like series, but I do plan on, going through all the bosses, teaching you guys about certain rings and like which combinations are really good for certain characters or their uses, whatever. You have to have a lot of things for floor 150. You really do, or at least the journey up to 150. I know the game may feel like it was very simple and easy in the very beginning, but trust me, this was a legitimate challenge. Now, I did all this off stream. I legitimately did this today, believe it or not. I completed 150 floors of survival, and I'm glad that's over and done with. But yeah, my biggest tips to those who are trying to attempt this is be as conservative as possible with your items. Definitely use the Ring of No Limits and the Ring of Bloodsucking to help regenerate health while you're fighting mobs. Only rely on the cure gems and even the attack gems while you're doing the final bosses of the floors. Now again, I will make separate videos about specific bosses, specific strategies that I've came up with when it came to dealing with them, what attacks to parry, because all that stuff will add up and will greatly help you in the end. You will legitimately have to fight for that quest to be done. So look forward to those videos, and maybe I might make a video of me doing, the final floors. I only have just a few clips here of the final ones I did. But yeah. So the next one is Guard Breaker, which is probably one of like the easiest ones you can complete really quick. So once again, go back to mission 18 and let the zombies pile up around you and just start parrying. When you parry a zombie, you end up stunning all the zombies around you, and every single stun that you do will count towards the quest. So it'll be done very, very fast, as this room is full of zombies, and you can just do it over and over again. So yeah. And for the last two, Parry Master and Perfect Evade, which are self-explanatory. So if you want to farm it, the best place to go is on Chapter 14, and it's practically right at the beginning. You end up fighting Ray, so you have to get her down to like 1 bar of health. I accidentally almost killed her there, but get her down to 1 health, let her run away, kill all the cop zombies that are right here. Ray will sit there and continuously shoot you over and over again, and this is where you're going to get all your parries done. Now, don't destroy the boxes that are right in front of me, because it actually prevents you from walking forward, because sometimes that will end up happening. Ray will constantly stay here and shoot 12 bullets at you, and you can parry them all or dodge them all. So there's an achievement for getting 10 perfect parries in a row, which I just did right there. So that is probably one of the fastest ways to get that achievement. But alongside that, this is how you just farm your parries. And once you're done with your parries, you just literally just spam the dodge button and you'll dodge all 12 bullets. So she shoots all the time. Like, there's like a 3-second downtime in between shots. So yeah, you will farm up that no problem if you haven't naturally gotten it through the game. All right, well that about wraps it all up. To be honest, I did not expect this to be like a 20-minute video, so apologies for that. But it just turned out that throughout making the video, there were just some things I had to go a little bit more in depth and give more clarity to. So hopefully you guys appreciate all the thought and consideration I put into when it comes to making this video or these videos in general, because I try to leave no stone unturned and try to answer as many questions or give as much help as possible. Thankfully, everything will be timestamped, so it's not like people can really complain because I mentioned in the very beginning there's timestamps. I want to quickly shout out my patrons and Twitch subs, Identity Glitch and Watch TV 45. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And if you too want to support me, the links to my Patreon, Discord, what have you, are down in the description below. As I've mentioned earlier in the video, I will be making way more videos about other little niche things in the game that I feel deserve a video on their own, just to help clarify some more things about them. So I have a lot of work ahead of me, and hopefully you guys will stick around to see what I cook up next. I will be streaming this game very soon, so again, if you're following me on Twitter or on Discord, I always post when I'm going to go live. I have yet to beat this game on Violent difficulty, which is my final achievement that I have left on this game. So I will be doing a playthrough of that. So if you're interested in that, well, hopefully you know where to find me. This is GamePro24X. I hope you guys found this video very helpful, and I'll see you guys on the next one.